from the tape, what have you seen from Jalen Hurts that maybe he's improved upon or is different from what you saw from him last year?
He's always been very competitive. I think he's probably playing a little more polished at the position, in terms of directing the offense and distributing the ball. They've done a great job, surrounding him with playmakers, and their offensive line is very talented, and he's a good football player, so it's a good group.
With some changes you guys have made, and also, personnel being out, where do you feel like this defense is at compared to where you'd like to see it be?
Yeah, I think we're growing, developing. The last couple of weeks haven't gone, exactly like we'd like. There are some really good moments in each of the ball games. I think there's some things that we'll certainly learn from and do a lot better going forward. So I like the group. The group's working really hard. I think we've had a good time kind of putting it all together, and I expect us to play better football. So we're, from things that haven't gone well, you kind of teach, correct, move on, and then here we are preparing for a very good team, and looking forward to having them come into our place, and looking forward to playing really good football.
Which moments stand out to you as either things you'd like to correct or strong points that you want to build on?
Well, I mean, you can go either way. To me, there's some positive things we want to build on that. There's some things that we need to do better. We want to teach and coach and correct and move on from those things, and just keep growing. So, at this point, it's like, you recognize what was good or bad, you move on, and we're in that phase now where it's prepare and then go out and compete. So, moving on to next, but. It certainly hasn't gone exactly how we'd like, obviously, but there have been some good moments. So we're going to build on the positive and teach where we need to and grow and move forward.
Last year, you guys gave up a lot of explosive plays in the first 6 weeks before kind of correcting it. Is that just like kind of a natural process, or was there something last year that you saw? And I'm kind of wondering how that affects like this season when there are.
I don't know. Let's make it a 2-week deal this year. So I'd like to move on from that quickly.
Following up on like the explosive things, what have you kind of just noticed there? Is there a through line or anything that you've noticed, or every play
No one
itself?
thing.
Yeah.
No one thing. Like I said, we acknowledge, what hasn't gone the way you'd like. I don't think it benefits anyone to sit here and have a finger pointing session. I think we take ownership, and we have moved on, and we're getting ready for the next challenge.
What's the balance for you when you're looking at a play that doesn't go right, and it's always coach always talk about putting guys in the right spots. Is it that? Is it scheme? Is it this? So what's the balance when you look at a play? Like how often you say like that might be the right call, but with the wrong guys? It might be the wrong guys and you know what I mean? How often when you're going back over there? What's that process like of getting to the point?
I think you're re-asking what I've already really addressed. Things that didn't go right, we're correcting, and things that go right, we, acknowledge. I think either way, there's accountability, and then we're moving on. So right now we're preparing for the Eagles, and we don't spend a lot of time, especially on a Thursday of game week, worrying about what was. It's more about preparing and then competing this weekend.
So along those lines, Jalen Hurts, what's the difference in him from last year when you faced him to now?
Well, I think like I laid out earlier, I think you might have been out with Scott. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I laid it out. I think he's.
Can I ask something else then instead?
You can, because
Okay.
I've already said.
All right, sorry
something
about
along
that.
those lines.
All right, A.J. Brown. Have you talked about him?
I've not.
How about A.J. Brown? Yeah, I'll keep going until I get one right. Miles Sanders. But A.J. Brown, what does he add to that offense?
He does add to the offense. He's a big, strong, talented wide receiver, really a good football player, and so it's another weapon. I think their tight end's really good. I think their back's really good. I think they have a really big, strong, talented offensive line. So it's a good football team, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Jack, I know it's a next man up mentality with injuries, but your defensive line just banged up. It feels like everybody on the injury report right now is one of those guys. What's that challenge for you right now at a position where you'd like to rotate guys to keep them fresh during the game? How challenging is that kind of right now?
Yeah, we're working on it. Guys are getting a lot of reps, looking at different possibilities, and trying to heal up best we can the guys that are a little nicked up. So it's a fluid process. I think really in all the cases. I mean, these other than Phil, these guys are coming back. And hopefully soon to full strength. The challenge is as we prepare during the week to get some able bodies out there that are ready to go.
And just curious about St. Juice playing in the slot. What have you seen from him in that nickel role? And for you, I'm sure we probably asked about this during the summer to some degree, but the idea of putting him in there and keeping Kendall outside, how is that sort of kind of flow going for you this year?
Yeah, we like Kendall outside. Just been pretty solid inside, and there are things that we'll continue to do better as he gains experience from playing in the position.
Can I ask one more? Just in the last 2 games, how do you feel William Jackson has done coming into the season, but also like year over year?
Yeah, I think he's done okay. I don't really want to sit and evaluate our players, each week. So, I'm going to, start nipping that a little bit. I mean, our job is to prepare for the next opponent. I mean, we can talk a little bit, generally about things like that. I think overall, I think our group is playing well. I think Will's playing well. I think we're going to play better as we go, and so that's where we are.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.
Love in the locker room.